guys, how you doing today? So my name's Debbie, if you don't know me already, and today's video is going to be a bit of a different one for my channel because I've done a lot of eyeshadow, first impression videos and tutorials lately. Just wanted to do something super chatty and chilled with you. So I see Nikki Raven do this yesterday and it just inspired me and I really wanted to do it. So she said basically anyone that wants to do it can do it, so I hope she doesn't mind me jumping on the bandwagon and stealing the idea as well. I'll link Nikki's channel down below if you want to check out her channel, which I highly suggest that you do. She's a YouTuber in her 40s, she's Dutch, she's got an amazing sense of humour. I just die watching her videos sometimes. She's just the best to watch, so funny. She has outtakes at the beginning, I always love watching those. I love the colourful looks that she creates. She's got similar vibe with the eyeshadow to how I do. So I think if you enjoy my content, then you will definitely enjoy Nikki's, if you're not watching already, which you maybe are if you're watching me. But anyway, I'll link Nikki's video and her answers, but what the tag is all about, let's get on with that. So basically she wanted to talk about her 5 things that she just doesn't do in terms of makeup. So starting with number 5 being maybe she do it occasionally, right down to 1 she never does it. So I've been thinking about this and I'm thinking my answers, some of which will be the same as Nikki's, but some are a bit different. So if we start off with number 5, for me it would be primer. So I always religiously primed my face and then I ran out of my Urban Decay Optical Illusion primer, which has been my holy grail for the last couple of years. I ran out and it's like £26, couldn't afford to buy some more because I've got lots of other eyeshadows and things coming in, couldn't justify it, kind of a boring purchase, so I didn't get it. So I thought, let's just see if I can manage without. So I've been managing without quite well and haven't really missed primer. So primer hasn't been a part of my life for about a month, and I'm not saying I'll never use primer ever again, but it's clearly quite low on my list now because I'm managing perfectly well and my foundation has lasted pretty much the same as it always does. So I think as long as you've got a moisturiser on, you can get away with primer. So number 5 for me will be primer. Number 4 is lashes. I never use lashes, or very rarely. I had a bit of a flirtation with lashes for my Instagram about 6 months ago. Absolutely loved how it looked, but I got a bit of the lash glue in my eye and had all sorts of problems from that, and that has really scared me and put me off. Also, they just feel so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or maybe the lashes are too big, or my technique's not right, but I'm so worried about like stabbing myself in the eye with tweezers. So I try and do it with my fingers, can't get them on right. They look nice in the picture, like for 2 minutes, I managed to get a lovely picture, but for real life they're just not for me. I'm kind of interested in these Moxie lashes I've seen people using just lately, and Next Makeup Corner did a review on those and they look fab and she's loving them. So basically you paint on a eyeliner that's magnetic and then the lash sticks to that, but still seems a lot of faff to go to, and most of the makeup that I wear for work, and I've got a limited time span in which to do it, and my makeup takes me probably 3/4 an hour as it is, so I don't want another like 10 minutes on it putting them on. But for special occasions that could work, but generally don't wear lashes. So number 3 I would say would be the same as Nikki said. I don't bake at all. I think wouldn't be a good thing. Like, I have got lines and wrinkles, quite a lot of them. I'm 51 years of age, and you know, anything that I can do to minimise them is what I'm trying to do. So I really don't want to emphasise it, and when you pack too much powder on, particularly under your eyes, it will settle in all of these lines and wrinkles here. So if I come up close to the camera, I don't know if you, I mean on my forehead they're terrible, but I've also got a few here, and if I powder that they look 10 times worse. I think Nikki said she looked about 90 if she did it. I look at like 110. I'm raising you, Nikki. I'm older and it's gonna look worse. So I have baked under like my contour before. That's okay because my cheeks are reasonably smooth, but under my eyes, definite no-no. Just looks crepey, looks horrible. It has a ghosty sort of sheen to it. Just looks powdery, looks absolutely awful on me. I think you've got to be in your 20s really to get away with it. Also thing that I don't do in terms of anything under my eyes, just reminded me, but this is kind of an extra thing that I don't do, is put too much concealer there either. So if I ever do a full face get ready with me, you'll see I just put the tiniest little dot under my eyes. I don't do the whole YouTuber thing that they do. First time I started seeing that, I was like, they look like Hiawatha or something. They've got like these big sort of streaks here and here, and then they go, I'm going to blend it out. I'm like, where are you going to blend it out to? You've got no face left. Like, what are you going to do with all this concealer? So if you do your concealer like that, no shade to you, but it just wouldn't work for me. It'd look really horrible, like a mask. So no, so I don't bake, and I'm very minimal with my under eye concealer. So number 2, I don't always contour. So I do contour with powder, but not every day. I kind of achieve my contour with a mixture of bronzer and blusher quite often. So I'll do a bit of a layer of bronze and then just a bit of blush and highlight, and that kind of, the highlight brings out my cheekbones and the bronzer sort of sinks them in, which I guess is what contouring is. But in terms of like a proper structured contour, I would never cream contour. Can't be bothered with all that, to be honest. By the time I've thought to use a cream contour, I've already got everything on, and I've kind of set my makeup with powder, which I do. I just don't bake. But if I've done that, you can't really go in with a cream after that. Blending it out is just, I think, more tricky than blending a powder. So if I am going to contour, I'll use a powder. I'll use either the Kevin Aquan sculpting powder. It's one of my favourites because they do that in a very, very light shade, so I'll use that. Or I'll use my Lunatic Cosmetics Labs grey powder and then bronze over the top of that. But not always, not every time I do my makeup. And I do nose contour occasionally, but it's one of the steps I forget to do as well. So number 2 is definitely contour, don't use that all the time. And then we're on to number 1, and this is something I never do and I will never ever do. And it makes me kind of feel a little bit queasy when I'm watching other people do it, and that's tight lining. So if you don't know what tight lining is, it's doing the upper rim of your waterline. So between your lashes and your eyes, right in that space there. And people kind of pull this kind of weird face, and their eyeballs are going back in their head when they do it, and I was like, oh, no, I just can't even watch it. I have to look the other way when anyone's doing that. I know why people do it, because you can still see a bit of skin there, and if you're wanting the really intense kind of smoky eye, it does make it look better, but it's just not worth it for me. I've got the most sensitive eyes of life, honestly. Like, if anything gets in them, they'll water up really badly and like ruin my makeup underneath, and I often feel like I've got something in my eye even though there's nothing there. I'm a contact lens wearer as well, so I've got to be ultra careful, and I quite often do the makeups that I do for you guys with no lenses in at all and practically blind, because trying to do it so that you can see it on camera but see what I'm doing. I'll hold a mirror up a little bit, do what I'm doing, but I can barely see. Because I've tried so many times to do, if I know something's going to be a powdery kind of shadow, I know I'm going to have a nightmare. And I found that I did a video with the Blush Tribe Neon Dreams, which is quite powdery. I got a really nice look out of it, but I ended up with yellow powder all over my lenses, and I was super scared. I was like, I've got to get these out as soon as possible. So anything that's going near my eyes like that, I'm just never going to do. So I'm never going to be a tight liner ever. So bonus things that I'm not going to do, I am never going to be able to use pencil to do my eyebrows. I always use pomade, and even that I'm not great at, but I just can't get these strokes right. I just don't ever follow me to learn how to do brows, guys. I'm the worst. So that probably about wraps up the things I'm not going to do, but number 1, definitely tight lining. That's never going to happen on my channel. But I'll be really interested to know what popular makeup techniques that you just don't do, guys. What are there any similar in the list that I've got, or are there any other things that you're never going to do, steps in your routine that you've seen other people do that you're just not going to do? I'd love to know. I think it's super fun to know how people's makeup styles are so different, and one thing that's a holy grail for one person to do, someone else will not have that in their routine whatsoever. It's just really interesting to me. That's one of the beauties of makeup, that we're all different, we like different styles and we like different techniques. So great tag, Nikki, and I love following your channel, but that was a really good one that you've come up with there. Hope you don't mind that I filmed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you might consider subscribing before you go, but other than that, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.